Hello, hello, and welcome. I am so grateful and so happy to have you here with me today for this 40-minute yoga class. In today's triangle themed practice, I'll guide you through a short opening, centering, warm-ups, and of course, an asana sequence geared towards opening your heart and allowing you to find your own breath in the midst of your mindful movement. As always, please modify, please adjust, and please tailor this guided class to suit you best. We'll begin by coming into a seated, cross-legged position. If you'd like to place a blanket or a cushion under your hips to help ease any tension or discomfort, please do so for yourself now. Once you're in your seat, gently rest your hands, palms facing down on the top of either knee, and let your eyes come to a close as you start your gaze within. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears, and notice all of the places that your body and the earth are gently connecting. Maybe your glutes, maybe your thighs, maybe one foot. Let your mind be drawn to simply the feeling of ground and body connecting. Lift one palm off your knee and let it rest gently over your heart space. Begin to turn your attention onto your breath and let each inhale and exhale draw out just a little bit longer than the one that came before it. Notice how your hand gently rises with your chest as you inhale, and how it falls back in towards yourself as you exhale. Instead of labeling this feeling or analyzing it, simply let your mind be fully focused on the act of feeling and what it feels like in your body to breathe here. Release that hand back down to the top of your knee. But even still, continue to feel the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out through your nose. When your mind begins to wander in today's practice, give yourself some grace and gentleness. And instead of judging your mind or being frustrated, simply invite it back to the feeling of breath or the feeling of sensation in your body as it changes during your practice. There is nothing else that needs your attention other than your breath and your body in this moment. Shift both hands forward so elbows come straight as you grab on to the front of either knee. As you inhale, pull your knees towards yourself, arch your spine, and draw your shoulder blades back and down as your gaze lifts. As you exhale, round in towards yourself, tuck your chin towards your chest, and shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale, shift your weight forward, arch your spine, shoulders drop back and down, and gaze lifts. Exhale, shift your weight back, round in towards yourself, tuck your chin towards your chest, arms straighten. Inhale, arch your spine, gaze up. Exhale, round in towards yourself, shift back, tuck your chin. Inhale, push yourself forward, arch your spine, gaze upward, feel the arch. Exhale, feel your spine begin to round and notice your chin tuck towards your chest. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine and relax your shoulders with an exhale. Bring both hands down to the mat beside you and sit up nice and tall. On inhale, lift both arms high up and overhead, and exhale, relax your shoulders at the top, arms stay lifted. Inhale, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, bend both elbows, cactus the arms, and find a gentle back bend as you gaze up. Inhale, reach high, release the back bend. Exhale, left palm to the mat beside you, right arm reaches overhead towards the left. Gaze up under your right bicep. Inhale, lift both arms up, back through center. Exhale, right palm comes to the mat as left arm reaches overhead towards the right. Gaze up. Inhale, lift both arms back through center. Exhale, bend both elbows 90 degrees, cactus, and find a gentle back bend. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left palm to the mat, right arm reaches overhead. Inhale, find center. Exhale, right palm to the mat, left arm reaches overhead, gaze up. Inhale, lift back through center. Exhale, cactus your arms, gentle back bend, look to the sky. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left palm to the mat, right arm reaches overhead. Inhale and sweep that right arm down and across your space to create a circle. Lift it up and overhead once again with an exhale. Inhale, draw your arm across your space, finish your circle. Exhale, reach overhead to the left. Inhale, finish your circle, lift up and over. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale. Lift that arm right back up overhead, and then lift your left arm up to meet it. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus your arms, gentle back bend. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right palm to the mat now, left arm reaching overhead. Swoop that left arm down and across your space to complete your circle, and then lift that arm right back up overhead towards the right and circle again. Take a couple more of these circles to the pace of your own breath. The next time your left arm is lifted up and overhead, lift your right up to meet it. Inhale, reach your fingertips high towards the sky. Exhale, lower your hands right back down to the tops of your knees. Now sweep both legs behind you and bring yourself up to a tabletop position with wrists stacking right under your shoulders and knees about hips width distance apart, stacking under your hips. Now walk your hands back towards your knees to lift yourself up to stand on your knees. Bring your hands up to your hips and step your right leg in front of you, knee bent at 90 degrees. Now heel toe that right foot out all the way until your toes are pointing towards the long side of your mat. Square your shoulders here. Now on inhale, lift your arms high up and overhead. And on exhale, lower your right forearm gently to the top of your right thigh and reach overhead with your left arm. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach a little higher. And exhale, lift your body back up through center. Left arm takes a bind behind your low back. Right arm reaches overhead towards the left. Push into the ground through your right foot. Inhale, right forearm gently to the top of your right thigh as left arm reaches overhead. Exhale, reach a little bit further. Inhale, windmill the arms. Left arm takes a bind behind your low back as right arm reaches over. Inhale, lift back through center. And exhale, place your hands to your hips. Now you can heel toe that right foot back in front of you and then step that right knee back to meet your left. Now step your left foot in front of you, knee bent at 90 degrees. And then same thing on this side, heel toe that left foot out until your toes point towards the long side of your mat and your knee is tracking. Square those hips and shoulders. And then on inhale, lift your arms up high and overhead. On exhale, gently lower your left forearm to your left thigh and reach towards the left with your right arm. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift back through center. Right arm takes a bind behind your low back as left arm reaches over to the right. Sink your weight into that left foot as you do this. Inhale, left forearm comes back to left thigh. Right arm reaches overhead. Exhale. Inhale, hold and reach a little bit further. Exhale, lift your body back through center. Right arm takes a bind, left arm reaches overhead towards the right. Push into the ground through your left leg. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, hands find your hips. Heel toe that left foot back inward, and then step your left knee back to meet your right. Now lower one hand and then the other to the mat to find yourself back in that neutral tabletop position. And when you're ready, step your right foot in between your hands and sink your weight forward into your right hip. Come light onto your fingertips to lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale, palms come to the ground. Shift your hips back and down to invite that right knee to straighten. Toes can peel off of the mat here. Inhale, bend into your right knee to shift your weight forward. Lift your chest, come onto fingertips. Exhale, plant your palms back to the ground. Send those hips back and down. Invite that knee to straighten. Head comes towards your knee. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Arms can stay here or lift them up high and overhead and take a gentle back bend, look towards the sky. Exhale, sweep your palms right back down to the mat and send your hips back and down. Inhale, deeply bend into your front right knee. Arms lift high or stay on the ground. Take a gentle back bend. And exhale, lift your arms just directly overhead, release the back bend. Now lower your left hand to the mat beside you as you reach overhead towards the left with your right arm. Push through the ground through your legs to stabilize you as you inhale and lift back through center. Exhale, right hand comes to the ground on fingertips. Left arm reaches overhead towards the right. Push into the ground with your lower extremities here. Inhale, lift back up through center. And exhale, settle. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, sweep your palms back to the mat and send your hips back and down. Straighten that front right leg if you'd like. Inhale, deeply bend forward. Exhale, step that right knee back to meet your left in tabletop. Now step your left foot in between your hands and settle your weight into your front left hip now. Come light on your fingertips and lift your chest and take an inhale. And as you exhale, lower your palms to the ground. Let your left toes peel off of the mat as your hips go back and down to straighten that front left knee. Draw your nose towards your knee. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Come light on fingertips, chest lifts. Exhale, palms to the ground. Send your hips back and down. Feel your front left knee come towards a straight position. Don't force it here. Inhale, shift your weight forward, arms lift high or stay planted to the ground. Take a gentle back bend. Exhale, send your palms right back to the mat, hips go back and down. Inhale, bend into that left knee, shift your weight forward, arms lift high, take your gentle back bend. And exhale, release the back bend, chest tall. Lower your right fingertips to the mat beside you as left arm reaches overhead towards the right. Inhale, ground through your legs and feet and lift back through center. And exhale, left fingertips tented on the mat, right arm reaches overhead. Ground down and lift up. Inhale. And exhale, settle. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, palms plant to the mat. Send your hips back and down. Left knee comes towards straight. Inhale, shift your weight forward. And exhale, step your left knee back to meet your right in tabletop. Once you're there, tuck your toes underneath of you and rotate your arms so that your elbows point back towards the front of your thighs. Suck your belly button up and back towards your spine. And on inhale, lift your knees up off of the ground and guide your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. You can pedal out your legs a few times here and then settle into stillness and let both heels fall down towards the ground. They don't need to touch the ground. Gaze back towards your feet or the end of your mat, and on inhale, push into the ground through your left hand and lift your right hand back to meet the outside of your left ankle. Inhale. And exhale, plant your right hand back to the mat in down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high behind you to or past hip height, foot flexed. Exhale, fan out your right hip, right knee bends, foot is pointed. Inhale, straighten that right knee, square your hips towards the ground. Exhale, shift your weight forward and step your right foot in between your hands. Come light onto your fingertips. Inhale, draw your arms back behind you. Exhale, lift up, high crescent lunge. Breathe here and feel your right knee tracking right over your right ankle. And feel your arms right in line with your ears. Take an inhale and reach your fingers high towards the sky. And exhale, pivot your back left foot in and down, coming parallel to the back of your mat, and straighten your front right knee. Lower your arms to a T position and square your hips and shoulders. On inhale, sink into your front right hip and reach as far as you can forward through your right arm. Once you're at a place where it feels good to stop, exhale and lower your right arm down towards your right leg. Left arm lifts high towards the sky. Stay here or take a bind with your left arm and gaze over your left shoulder, opening your heart in this Trikonasana triangle pose. Take a deep breath in here and let it go. Exhale. Lift your left arm back up towards the sky, and on inhale, lift yourself back up through center. Exhale, lower your hands to your hips. Now gaze down towards your front right foot and step your left foot forward, shortening your stance to about 2 or 3 feet between your feet. Keep your right toes facing forward and turn your left foot out slightly. Square your hips and shoulders here. Inhale, lift your arms high up and overhead. Exhale, push your glutes back towards the back of your mat and hinge forward with a flat spine all the way until you can lower your hands down to the mat or to the top of your shin or foot. Keep your chest lifted, gaze forward. Inhale. And exhale, let your spine drape, bring your head towards your right knee. Inhale, straighten your spine, lift your chest. And exhale. Stay here and hold, or on inhale, lift your right arm high towards the sky, twisting and opening your chest towards the right. Continue pushing into the ground through your left hand so that you can reach higher with your right for one more breath in. And on your breath out, lower your hand back down to the mat, framing your right foot. Inhale, deeply bend your right knee and walk your hands just a bit forward. On exhale, pop your left leg up and back for a standing split. Let your left hip fan out. Keep your left toes pointed here as you hold. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift your leg just a little bit higher. And exhale, bend that left knee and draw it down towards the ground, but not to the ground, on the outside of your right knee. Inhale, lift high, standing split. Exhale, bend both knees, left knee drawn outside of your right. Inhale, take your standing split. Exhale, squat down with your right knee, left knee to the outside of your right. Inhale, find standing split. And exhale, lower your left foot next to your right, forward fold, Uttanasana. Gaze towards your knees and let your head be heavy here. And take a breath. On inhale, gaze forward towards the edge of your mat and lift your hands up to rest on the tops of your shins or thighs for a halfway lift. On exhale, fold back forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, take halfway lift once again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, deeply bend both knees. And exhale, step your left foot back a full leg's length, and then your right to meet it, welcoming you into high plank. Inhale, lift your hips up and back, come back into down facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Settle into stillness in your down dog, making it shorter or longer or whatever you feel you need. Inhale and push into the ground through your right shoulder. Exhale, draw your left hand to the outside of your right foot for a gentle twist inversion here. Inhale. And exhale, plant your left hand right back next to your right for down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high, foot flexed for three-legged dog. Exhale, fan out your left hip, left knee bends. Inhale, straighten that leg once again, flex your foot. And exhale, come up onto the toes of your right foot to shift your weight forward and step your left foot in between your hands. Come light on your fingertips. Inhale, draw your arms back. Exhale, lift your arms forward and up, high crescent lunge. Settle in here and take a breath. Feel your left knee tracking right over your left ankle and sink down just a little bit deeper if your body's welcoming it. Keep your arms lifted high and your chest open as you inhale and exhale here. Inhale, reach high towards the sky. And exhale, pivot your back foot in and down to come parallel to the back of the mat. Straighten your left knee and lower your arms to a T position. On inhale, sink your weight into your front left hip and reach forward with your left arm. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, lower the back of your left hand to the top of your shin and lift your right arm high, Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can stay here for a breath or take a bind with your right arm, wrapping it just behind your low back and gaze over your right shoulder. Wherever you are, inhale and exhale. Feel your body holding this asana. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Lift your right arm back up towards the sky if you took a bind. And on inhale, pull up through your right arm to lift your body back through center. Lower your hands to your hips. Now gaze towards your front left foot and step your right foot forward to shorten your stance once again. Left toes face forward. Turn your right toes out about 45 degrees. Inhale, lift your arms up high and overhead, square your hips and shoulders. And exhale, with a flat spine, hinge forward at your hips, pushing your glutes back until your hands meet your left shin or foot or the ground below you. Gaze forward and keep an open chest here. Inhale. And exhale, drape your spine and let your head come towards your left knee. Inhale, hold. And exhale. Inhale, find length in your spine once again. Gaze forward. And exhale. Keep your hands here, or on your next inhale, lift your left arm up and out towards the sky, gazing up towards your left fingertips for a gentle twist here in your pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, reach higher through your left hand. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat to frame your foot. Now deeply bend your left knee and walk your hands just a bit forward. On inhale, lift your right leg high behind you for a standing split. It might go higher than the last side, it might be lower. Let it be where it wants to be. Keep actively lifting through your left leg and breathing here. Inhale. And on exhale, bend into your left knee and bend your right knee back towards the outside of your left. Inhale, straighten up, standing split. Exhale, bend both knees, right knee to the outside of your left. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, one more, draw that right knee to the outside of your left. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, lower your right leg down to the mat, forward fold. Your knees can be gently bent or straightened here, whatever feels good for you. And with each breath, let a little bit more tension slip away as your head and shoulders fall from the rest of your body. On inhale, gaze forward and take a halfway lift. And exhale, find forward fold. Inhale, take halfway lift once more. Exhale, forward fold. Deeply bend both knees. And then step your right leg back, and then your left to meet it in plank palakasana. On inhale, lift your hips up and back, sitting bones point towards the sky for your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. With an exhale, settle into stillness here. Now push into the ground through your left shoulder. And on inhale, draw your right hand back to the outside of your left ankle. Exhale and hold. Inhale. And exhale, plant your hand back to the mat next to your left. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, fan out your right hip, leg stays straight here, toes point. Inhale, square your hips towards the ground, foot flexes three-legged. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, lift up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift your weight forward, hug your knee in towards your chest now. Inhale, lift up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift your weight forward, right knee comes towards your left elbow. Inhale, lift up and back. And on exhale, thread your right leg in between the space between your left hand and left leg, and then draw your left arm up and back for your fallen triangle. Inhale. And exhale. Bend in through your left leg and lower your hips to the ground. Then sweep your right leg back towards your left and lower yourself to your belly. Place your hands just underneath of either shoulder and draw your shoulder blades back and towards one another. Now bend your knees so your feet point towards the sky and press into the ground to lift yourself up to a modified plank. Take 3 knee down push-ups here, or simply hold if that feels better for you. Once you've finished, plant both feet to the ground and tuck your toes to lift into high plank balasana. Now on inhale, lift up through your core and send your sitting bones up and back towards the sky, back and down facing dog. Inhale, push into the ground through both shoulders, grounding through your right hand. Exhale, draw your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bring your left hand forward back to down dog and exhale. On your next inhale, lift your left leg high for 3-legged dog. And exhale, fan out your left hip, left leg stays straight here. Inhale, re-square your hips, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift your weight forward, left knee points to left elbow. Inhale, lift your hips up and back, 3-legged. Exhale, draw your left knee up towards your chest. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your right elbow now. Inhale, lift up and back, 3-legged. And exhale, sweep your left leg in between the space between right arm and right leg. Push your hips forward and draw your right arm up and back, fallen triangle. Push through the ground through your left arm. Inhale and exhale. Bend your right knee to lower your hips to the ground, and then sweep your left leg back towards your right and come onto your belly. Once again, hands underneath of your shoulders. Draw those shoulder blades back and towards one another and bend your legs, feet point towards the sky. On inhale, press into the ground to lift yourself up to a modified plank. Take your 3 push-ups or hold here. You don't have to take 3 more just because you did it on the other side. Do what feels good for you. When you're finished, lower your feet to the ground and tuck your toes, lifting your knees up off of the ground for plank. On inhale, lift up and back, find downward dog once again. On inhale, gaze forward towards your hands, and on exhale, ripple forward to your high plank. Now slowly lower yourself down, squeezing your elbows in towards your upper body until your belly reaches the ground. Separate your legs behind you at about hips width distance, and then slide your palms back until thumbs are at about mid-rib. Hug your shoulder blades back and towards one another. And then on inhale, press into the ground through your legs and feet and lift your chest and head off of the ground. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, ground through your legs and feet. Lift your chest and head. And exhale, lower your right forearm to the ground and peel your left leg off of the ground. Left toe taps behind your glutes. Inhale, lower back down to your belly. Prep for Cobra, Bhujangasana once again. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and towards one another. Ground through your legs, and on inhale, lift your chest and head high. Exhale, lower. Press into the ground through your pelvis. Inhale, lift your chest and head. Exhale, left forearm comes to the ground. Peel your right leg off of the ground and tap your toe behind your glutes. Inhale. And exhale, roll back onto your belly. Once you're here, take a big inhale and push yourself off of the ground and into a tabletop position. Walk both knees out to the width of your mat and bring your big toes to touch. Take a big inhale, and on exhale, send your hips back and down towards the back of your heels for your child's pose, balasana. You can walk your hands forward slightly to create more space for yourself as you melt into this pose and relax here. Keep your mind drawn to the feeling of breath and how different it might feel to breathe in your body now at this point in your practice than how it did at the beginning. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, slide your palms back just under either shoulder and squeeze your shoulder blades back in towards one another as you press into the ground and lift your chest up. Now sweep your legs behind you and scoot your glutes forward on your mat to give yourself space to lay down on your back. Bring your arms out wide to a T position, palms facing down. As you inhale, lift both feet off of the ground, knees bent at 90 degrees. And as you exhale, let both knees fall to the ground on your left side and turn your head to gaze over your right fingertips for this gentle supine twist. If you feel a muscle group or a part of your body resisting the relaxation here, send a breath to that place and let it go. Now turn your head back to center, and on inhale, lift both knees glued together back up through center. And exhale, let them fall right over to the ground on your right side. And now turn your head to gaze over your left fingertips, or let your eyes come to a close. If you're noticing different sensations in your body on this side, simply let your mind watch them as you breathe and hold here. Turn your head back through center, and on inhale, lift both knees back through center as well. On exhale, extend both legs long down the length of your mat, and let your arms lower down by your sides, palms facing up. Your feet will naturally want to turn out a bit here, so go ahead and let them. And let your body come into stillness as you prepare for your deep rest. When your mind starts to wander, invite it back to that breath and body connection. The next time you hear my voice, I'll be guiding you out of your final Shavasana. slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and then your toes, inviting gentle, awakening movement back into your body. Now bend your right knee in towards your chest and grab on to the front of your right shin. And then bend the left and grab on to the front of your left shin. Squeeze in towards yourself and then take one single rock forward to bring you up to a seated position. Cross your legs or extend them in front of you, whatever you'd like to do to find comfort in your seat here. And then let your hands rest somewhere comfy, palms facing upwards towards the sky. Notice the sense of inner stillness and peace that lies within you now. And notice if those feelings would like to accompany you throughout the rest of your day. This love and light is welcome to you and inside of you always. It's your job to summon it and live through it. On inhale, lift your arms up high and overhead, palms touch over top of you. And exhale, lower your palms to heart center and bow your head for one final breath of gratitude and light and love. You are now completed with your 40-minute yoga practice for the day. I'd love to remind you that no matter if you have 10 minutes or 20 minutes or a full hour to practice, it is all valid and good time to spend on you, your mind, your body, and your soul. I'm so grateful for your presence and energy here today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.